Well, the only thing I was thinking about is last meeting we had some mention about going single screen. And we have a 3-year contract, and we may need guidance. I don't know if the council wants to have Mr. Cassie look into it or not, but if you're going to go single screen, we have a 3-year contract with Mascaro. At least some years left on that. But he had mentioned, the Pell guy, Mr. Boyle, is that his name? Boyle? He mentioned that Nanticoke got their sanitation and their recycling picked up cheaper than the cost of just the sanitation bill was alone. But we have a 3-year contract with Mascaro.
I spoke to...
And what could we do? Because we know we're, on the finance committee looked at it, you know from the report that we're losing money on the recycling. But the other issue that comes up, that Karen sent an email out there, we're multi-regional, multi-city, and if we drop cities, we could be responsible for giving back 90% of what we got, and it's really complicated.
Okay.
But yet, moving down the line, I think it's a good idea to go single stream. I think John had a good idea, but how do we do it so we can start saving money if possible? I mean, without getting in trouble. I mean,
Larry, I went through all the figures for recycling.
yeah.
Believe it or not, we do okay on Mondays. Where we're getting killed is on Thursdays. Because on Monday, we get the performance grant given to us. We also sell the tipping, is what they call it, right?
Yeah.
The tipping fees, right? Where we're getting killed is on Thursday with the yard waste. Linda's not here tonight, but they sent me down to one person's property, and I don't understand how one person would have 22 containers of cut grass next to the road.
Well,
My look at Joey, look at me on that.
That's all the way to your house.
No, this is not,
Out there.
okay.
how do we go about doing
I
this?
here's, and I don't know the answer, as long as it's not being done commercially.
Okay,
You know, but if a guy has a big lot,
well,
then
I spoke
he should be able to put it out.
John, I spoke to people in other towns, and what they do, they'll give you, say, 2 containers a week of yard waste for free. After that, you have to buy a sticker to do more. Because, I'm gonna tell you 2 things. I went down to see this guy's property. There's no way there's 22 containers of yard waste there. He doesn't get 22 from that yard for the whole year. So you think where it's coming, because, not yard waste, not recycling, my neighbor who's not living next door to me anymore, every Wednesday there'd be 1 bags of garbage and 1 of a different color. And it didn't make sense to me. I thought, well, maybe the first time went from bag A to bag B, right? But I just happened to be coming in from playing cards one night on a Tuesday night instead of a Wednesday night. And here comes his father, pulls the car in, takes the bag and puts it on there because the guy lived in West Pittston. And they charge so much a bag up there. Wait a minute, Joey. Then I find out...
So you should go be a detective.
No. It was by mistake, trust me. Then the other one is, and I asked Larry about this, no, it's not funny, because Larry said, yeah, he heard the same thing. People are getting their yards cut by professional landscapers. Your buddy that you know takes the yard waste with them, the grass with them. They're leaving it for Exeter Borough. Someone. So I think we should institute, I don't know if we can do it now, but I think for 2014, 2 containers of yard waste per week. After that, you have to buy a sticker. Because there's no way these people should put on 8 and 10
But
bags.
explain how that's going to save
Yeah.
money. I'm lost there.
How much time does it take you to do yard waste, Vince?
They're done in the one day.
On a good day, 5 hours.
Okay. Do we get reimbursed on anything with yard waste? No.
Well,
We don't get anything for yard waste, except for tipping fees.
It's a service.
On Monday, we get reimbursed for the tipping fees and production.
We have to, by
Yeah, we have to
ours,
supply.
recycle so many products.
Yeah.
And we recycle over the amount of products that we
Right.
I think we have to do 3 out of 5 or 6 or whatever.
Well, West Pittston told me they do not do cardboard. You take it to their borough building, they do not do cardboard.
We don't have to recycle every single
They
product.
only do 2.
No, but we bought like didn't we go in on a $7 million trillion grinder,
You should have
mulch?
just asked Mr. Ted Harris how much a year he would charge the
We
grinder
said that,
stuff.
we said that. But we
Joe,
didn't,
Joe,
we didn't, we went and we went in the intergovernmental, and we went in on a $700,000, whatever, that grinder and piece. So, I understand what you're saying. The point is though, like Larry said, we have to find out a way to save money, and I sent that same email out that said, and I'll go through it, it states that in 5 years, I mean, we grew from 35, we went up 35%, $40,000 we were losing. That's what it's projected. So, I mean, we have to figure out what we're gonna do, because in the 5-year projection period, with the shortfall ranging from 76 in 2013 to a high of 97,017.
Joey, I'm not.
I don't think it's the 5 hours that he's doing
No.
now.
But what I'm saying to you, we cannot even let this do with the yard waste go. We have to start doing something like other towns do. And more important, are you ready? That machine, I was not on council when we bought it, I would never voted for it, because the reason was, we don't get a lot of trees. Yard waste, you grind the grass after you get it. But they do it.
I grind everything.
But what I'm saying to you, we didn't need that, we could have had Ted Harris go up there, and he could have taken care of all that for us.
I know, Joe, you were here, but I'm gonna tell you, the other thing is, because I know for a fact you were here when we did it, and my recommendation was even collecting money from from all these landscapers. Correct. So,
Joe, that's why I'm saying to you, and I keep saying this, all these grants that we get sometimes aren't worth it. Free money's gonna be very expensive sometimes.
Doesn't Kingston have the residents, if they have yard waste, they just take it, they don't do
They
curbside?
also, Kingston charges with Mr. Delagrado, Mr. Shannon, I went down to talk to the borough manager on the Kingston, Mr. Keaton. And he said to us, he wouldn't touch our recycling program because it's making, he said the problem is, how he's making money down there is that they charge $2 a bag of garbage. And they charge for other things. It's not, there's,
You leave that gate open.
I don't know, Johnny, you're not leaving that gate open.
My question.
You leave that gate open to let people go up there and dump. No, I'm not cutting off, I just wanna make this point. I know even like Kinston and DuPont, and they have a co-regional thing, but they hire 2 guys. One guy's working the loader, and one guy, they're making sure when you're coming dumping, you're not bringing rocks and everything else up there. So if you're gonna do something like that, you have to hire 2 guys, dedicate them up there to do that. So you have to look into that. But one people, some of you last word, all you guys all gotta do is sit up on this council and your residents, take a trip down to Bloomberg Fair and go to the horticultural thing. Single stream recycling, they won a blue award. Well, first place award, one of these towns around here. If you don't believe me, I have a picture right on my phone.
What's that?
They want no more.
John, no one is against single stream cycle, but you can't just jump into it irrationally and just say, good.
No one's
My
irrational.
question is, because Karen had the exact information that if we were to drop other municipalities that we're with, we would lose 90% of our equipment. Is that true or not? Because Courtdale dropped us, did that affect us? We didn't drop them, they dropped us.
Okay, you gotta make sure you drop.
We need to get those facts on what position we'll be in if we move towards single stream and the other communities don't come with us. The other thing is, how do we approach, we set up a spec list, what we need to do for recycling, but how would you approach to do that? I mean, Mascaro does have a 3-year sanitation contract already, which I don't think they're gonna give up, but they would be able to bid on the recycling too, wouldn't they?
Okay, right now they have strictly municipal waste, right? They don't have recycling?
Yes, they have just municipal waste.
So you're proposing single stream liquid?
Well, with
Joe
Joe
Morgan.
already by Mr. Morgan, I'm for it, but the thing is, could one of us go talk to Mascaro and ask them how they got the contract with Nanticoke, or should we go to Nanticoke to see their contract?
Larry, I think Denise should call and set up and let them come here on Tuesday night.
Okay.
And at least explain to us how Nanticoke went about doing it. Absolutely.
Great
Maybe they
idea.
can do it for us.
And you know what, I'm sure it's gonna have to go out to bid, because it's gonna be, but if they're telling them that they save them money, now, right, we'd have to make some type of amendment to their contract, right? But if they're gonna lower
Yes.
the cost, that means you're making more money now, right?
The borough's actually getting more money now.
We're correct.
Paying less money.
That's right, so we're making more.
Well, they could
We're
do
saving
something for
money.
informational purposes only.
What way?
Because we have to find out from Karen, we also have to go to Fears on recycling.
The key
It
is
still
Karen.
screws us on Thursday. What do we do for Thursday?
No, the key is, at this point, let's do the cycle. The key is Karen, will we have to give 90% of that stuff back?
Well,
That's what we have to know.
and I think the other one is the Karen's email that she sent out.
Yes.
That she sent out and that was replied back. I don't know who that was from, but let's get that person in here to explain to us exactly.
Maybe,
Barrett Yates.
David can ask
What was the
Karen.
reply?
It was the reply that, it was the one where, it said, I'm glad that has clarified, the grant was awarded to the municipality with the assurance that it was to be used in multi-municipal recycling program. The grant specifically states it will be used for a multi-municipal recycling program, usually found at the top of the budget page. Commonwealth will pay for 90% of the current assessed value.
Yes, current assessment.
Current of the grant-funded equipment and buildings. Let me know if I can be any further. I think that we bring Barrett here also, from recycling coordinator from DEP, Northeast Region. Deb, can I give you the number? Just.
Oh, I have it.
Oh, all right.
Thank you.
So, just because if we bring in Karen, and she doesn't know exactly the answers, let's go right to the top of the line.
But before we call Mascaro, let's call these other people.
All right, well then, let's get the people from DEP in.
One at a time.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
That's fine.
But still, it doesn't help us out with Thursday.
Joe, maybe Karen can make recommendations as to how we can dismantle the recycling program.
Yes.
No, I don't
What
ask.
steps?
My opinion is don't ask Karen.
Because what we're doing is we're throwing
This
recycling
is
into the
goodbye.
garbage.
I mean, all intent.
Yes.
Yes.
Surely she has some knowledge that she can.
I understand, but like Cassandra said, ask the expert. Let's get the expert in here. But it still doesn't help us out on Thursdays.
My concern is with some of the other municipalities, that if we're going to disengage that, we have to notify them, give them time.
I don't understand, like, this is an awkward conversation. When did anyone ever say we're gonna go to one of these other towns and say, we don't want you no more? When you go to this town and say, listen, we decided to better our residents in Exeter, and we decided to go single stream. Do you guys want us to go single stream? No, we like it the way we are. And Vince still sends his guys up there with 2 cans and let them recycle like they want it. When it gets back to us, we do what we want to do it. We're worried about the town of Exeter.
You can also
We're up here
see-
elected for Exeter. I'm not worried about Exeter. I brought this up to Mr. Coleman last week. I'm not worried about Jackson Township. It probably costs us more fuel than sending the guy back and forth to Jackson Township. I can care less what they do.
But right now, we have an obligation to them that we just can't.
Under a federal
Right,
grant.
we have to, that's why I'm saying, how can we disengage in a way that we're not creating liability for the
Yes,
boroughs? by
exactly.
I think the first person you get here is the expert from DEP.
Yeah, but the easy answer to that is you raise your prices. That's why the other ones dropped out. So we raise our prices and say, this is how much it's costing us. Instead of it being $500 a month, it's $1,300.
Okay, Joey, let me explain something to you. And this is very important because you're going to agree with this. The reason they're recycling in all these other towns is because they get charged by the bag in a lot of towns. So these people, I'm making this up, instead of throwing out 3 bags of garbage at $2 a bag, or whatever they're paying them, maybe $3 a bag, they're saying, okay, once a week, or once every 2 weeks, let's put all my paper in one pile, and I'll go down to the building, whatever town it is. That's why I think you have more play than if you did some of the other stuff. I would definitely say, yes, we have to raise our fee to your town.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to say something. I just want to know if Nanticoke is considered a distressed city, are they getting any special any special consideration because they are distressed?
Yes.
Maybe they're getting,
We don't know that.
That's
No,
what
yeah, they are.
We're
Let me tell you
talking,
why
we
I know
can't
that.
compare ourselves to Nanticoke in consideration of that.
Mr. DeRoe, they are distressed city,
Right.
because I was with Pam Hurd, and that was one of the things she explained to me.
Well, that's what I
And
said,
also,
we
if you
can't
read the paper
compare
the other
ourselves
day,
with that.
they're allowed to charge, under some type of municipal distress, 10% extra on alcohol beverages, and that was one of the things that they're bitching about.
Well, that's what I said, we
Yeah.
can't compare ourselves.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, but we have to examine what they're doing, so we know where we stand when the contract comes before us. The more information you have, the better decision you can make.
I think get the person from DEP in here first, maybe they might even have ideas first.
Yes, exactly. We should start looking at it, like John said, because I think it's the way to go.
The only thing I'd like to throw out there, and I'm not certain of this, but I'm almost, but if we have a sub come in here, the sub's not gonna give us money back. They're gonna, whatever they recycle, they're gonna take for themselves. So this is why, I mean, this is what we're all on the same page. They're not gonna go back and say, oh, you guys recycled this much, here you go. They're gonna take, they're worried about Mascaro.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
no.
Oh, yeah.
But that
Yeah.
may be true, but you're still saving.
They
because-
got,
Right, because we're not
Because
doing it.
they're, right, and they're lowering
Yes.
What they said was they were lowering, so Nanticoke's bid hypothetically was 500,000.
Yes.
When they did this,